Let me see if I can explain this. Because the big question when I first realized I was being stalked, I wasn't really thinking of it in terms of that I was being stalked, what I was thinking was, why are these people infiltrating my life through other people? Triangulation, all right? Why are these people why have they gotten a restraining order against me when they are the ones in my life? They are and not even with the guts to come to my face. They were using other people to deliver their messages. Because this I'm talking about, a head game, psychological attack. So why became a big question of mine. Why? Why are they doing this to me? So it was hard to believe. And the why, over the period of 22 years, the why became multi-leveled. There were a number of reasons for me. I don't know how many reasons there are for you. If you think about it enough, you'll know who it is. Your gut's going to tell you who it is just by what's being said to you, because a lot will be being said. Not everyone who is observing what's going on with you are out to get you. Not everybody is out to get you. And I know that my not thinking that way did help me. I didn't think everyone was out to get me, although there came a point when my attackers were trying to put out there that I was paranoid and that I thought everyone was out to get me, and I mean, everything that they say is projecting themselves onto who they're attacking. So this is true whether it's individuals or whether it's groups. Some of the reasons, there was the reason with the money launderers, and those were a lot of individuals other than Human Resources, Chase's Human Resources in Los Angeles, mad at me. Really, in my area, I was in Washington State, so it was a lot of individuals who were money laundering, not just the Chase ones, but a lot of individuals. And pretty much in Washington State, money laundering became the main business operation across the state. And there were people involved in those organizations in nearly every employer's employment. So, under their employment. So, it was big. It may still be big. My friend Bernie told me around 2009 or 2010 they're still doing it, because I thought after 2008 they had stopped, and he said they're still going at it. So, okay, there was no reason for me to disbelieve him. So those were individuals. It does take individuals to do it. So to nail it on an organization, well, it's difficult for me to believe that organizations don't know or don't hire people who will stalk or harass others. Human Resources is big into it, and a lot of independent services offer human resources, conflict resolution, okay? So Judy goes and complains to HR that the boss is trying to grab her private spots. HR says, okay, Judy, we're going to have an outside organization come in. okay, to a group to come in to resolve this for us. We don't know, it's outside of our ability to handle. Would you mind doing that in arbitration, right? Whatever it is. Okay, yeah, please. I want to come to work in peace, right? I just want to come to work and do my job. So, so you sit down with those people, and this is kind of what happened to me. You sit down with those people, you're in agreement, and all of a sudden you find yourself sexually assaulted, right? Or under attack. And so you just leave. You disappear, right? Never mind. No job's worth this, right? And HR doesn't care because you're gone. So, and it happens. It happens. So there's a lot of, there's a lot of services out there, and they practice. They have employees who practice on psyoping people, on harassing them covertly, covert harassment, gaslighting. They practice it. And the better they get at it, the more money they can make at it. Just the same as murder by suicide. The better they get at it. HR doesn't care. HR only, and I'm surprised that Chase's HR was handling it themselves with David. Yeah, he'll probably come hit me with a lawsuit or something. He's not going to get anything out of me. Nothing they didn't already take from me. So what are you going to do? But, there's a lot of reasons that they will practice. They will practice. You may not have done anything wrong. They're just practicing. There was an outfit called, what was it called? Oh, I can't remember now. Lazaro told me. And it was out of Seattle. Well, they were headquartered in LA. They worked in Seattle. And they had, at that time, when Lazaro was talking about it, I think it was 2010, they had about 100,000 employees or contractors across the country. And they would hire naive people. I feel like this is what the Federal Aviation's Concept Solutions did with me. They came out of the blue. They contracted me to go sit at the Federal Aviation Administration, and then they started gaslighting me. Their HR got an FBI background report on me. I should have lawyered up. I should have lawyered up, but I was going through benzodiazepine withdrawals. So, and those psych drugs, they are using those drugs. Are you depressed? Well, yeah. Are you having anxiety? Well, yeah. What do you think I have? So what? They want to drug me so I don't feel what's normal to feel for what they're doing to me? So anyway, but yeah, so the human resources called me in and had the two IT guys standing outside the office listening to me while I was boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. I should never have told them anything. I should have said, this is none of your business. But the HR totally used it against me. Human resources is one of the, not all, we had at the BECU, we had Elaine Terry. She was a wonderful HR person, and she didn't always agree with me. She put me, she set me straight a couple of times. I wasn't happy about it, but I'm not somebody who cannot take criticism. I am not somebody who, has to be confrontational and full of revenge, and all the things that this whole psyop has tried to say that I am. And one of the things that they wanted to say that I am was paranoid. Well, that's because they're delusional about themselves. Absolutely delusional about themselves. So why do they do it? Why? They do it to promote themselves. They do it to remain in their delusions about themselves, but mainly they do it to save themselves liability. They don't want to be held accountable for what they're doing. And usually it has to do with drugs. And now they're saying it has to do with trafficking human beings too. I haven't seen much evidence of that. I don't care about what they're saying with this Epstein and that garbage. I feel like that is truly, it's like Eric Weinstein said, that's some kind of an anomaly. So they pulled in Andrew, they pulled in Les Wexner. Nothing's going to happen with it's theater. It's theater. You know, I feel like I'm Mike Gill, and it's like I can see what's going on. Most people cannot see what's going on. So why are they attacked? They're attacking people because they want to create chaos. They want to, if they think somebody can prove or is in their way, can prove what they're doing, they're going to take you out. And they have people practicing all the time. They probably start practicing in high school. So, you know, look at the people around you and ask yourself, who around me is in a criminal enterprise? The ones in the criminal enterprises are the ones who are going to take you out. My doctor was in a criminal enterprise. Yes, he was. Worse than the real estate bankers. Worse than the real estate bankers, because we are being brainwashed to think that we can totally trust. Whatever you do, ask your doctor. Ask your doctor. Huh, no. Not me, not anymore. But the whole system is set up on doctors are to be honored and revered and held up. But they're not. They're not. So, but why? Okay, why? They're doing it to protect themselves or to practice on you. Now, they were also doing it, the third wave, if you will, that hit me was research. They're doing research. 22 years of research, right? So there's a lot of reasons. And sadists do it for fun. But usually sadists are going to be involved in criminal activities. It just seems like it's part and parcel with the whole psychopathic package. So they'll do it through their jobs. They'll do it in their jobs. I felt I was very upset to find out at Chase I was working with psychopaths. Okay, so they were money laundering is one thing, but killer psychopaths is something entirely different. How was I to know that my medical doctor, if the rubber met the road, would become a killer psychopath too, which he was, and so was his father. Sorry, that's how it is. So, why? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons, but usually it's sadism and money. Okay, and the attorneys are involved, doctors are involved, some politicians are involved. Mike Gill's talking about it all the time. The politicians, the ones in the government, senators, yeah. But they'll all get off the hook. They will. Andrew's going to get off the hook. Les Wexner's going to get off the hook because you can't prove it. You can't prove it. That's why I've got binders and binders and binders not to get them. Enough that probably keeps me safe now from them because they know I've got all of the information in binders. They know that. But it's for me. It's for me because if I did not have all of this documentation, I would question my mind because they tried to put this on me long enough. They didn't like me. I wasn't a likable person. I was hated by everyone. I was paranoid. I was, saying the F word, they come up with a zillion reasons while they're destroying your life for their money, for their sadistic, deviated ways. You're not that way, and they know it, and they hate you for it. They hated me for it.